Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for War of the Realms issue 4. And this is a pretty good issue. It did a good job of seeing how our forces have been going across all the different realms, and each strike force's pretty much objective and how they've met it, and setting us up for the kind of next phase where our heroes will be going up against Malekith more directly. So we start off and we are actually in the land of the Light Elves, and we're getting reacquainted with them in this because it's been a while, and of course Malekith had taken over and run roughshod over the Light Elves, and they kind of want revenge, and who better to send in to get them than Frank Castle? Of course, they suspect that he's with Malekith, but he's like, no, Thor's mom sent me. Lady Freya? Alright, let's go and do this. And then we switch and we start seeing that things are going on with the Black Bifrost, because one of the Dark Elves was talking about how the Guardian of the Black Bifrost is supposed to kind of get him out of there. They're like, we destroyed the Bifrost, and of course, Daredevil and his forces are able to kind of knock him out, but of course, Daredevil is trying to apologize to Heimdall, but like Heimdall's like, you already did what you needed to do. You sent our strike forces where they needed to go. And of course, there are other Bifrosts than these. We then start seeing Lady Freya and what she's been doing with the Black Bifrost. She has the Bitter Blade, and she's become the guardian of the Black Bifrost, has been sending people and using the Black Bifrost for her own benefits. And it's the artwork on this, granted, is always phenomenal, but it's really kind of cool seeing what the Bitter Blade does to Lady Freya, making her look kind of weird and not like out of the ordinary, but like these dark kind of lines all around her, like this dark energy and everything, as she's killed the previous Guardian, and she's telling She-Hulk to get out of here and do her thing, but She-Hulk's like, I ain't leaving you here. There's a lot of Dark Elves and everything, but she uses the energy, well, the Black Bifrost to toss her out. Then we see what they've been trying to do with it is what they were going to do with the regular Bifrost. She-Hulk was sent to Nidavellir to gather the forces of the dwarves. Blade was sent to Vanaheim to get the Vanir. I was like, that's pretty cool. And then we see that Robbie has been sent to Hell and is gathering giant spiders. And his remarks on the situation are like, on a flaming hellcar, the flaming skull leading giant-ass spiders. Yeah, I mean, you kind of get, I like Robbie's character because he presents that other kind of perspective that a younger Spider-Man, like Miles Morales or young Peter Parker, used to, of like, this is completely crazy. I am possessed by a spirit of vengeance, and I am leading a flaming hellcar charging with giant ice spiders. Well, giant spiders from hell. Then we also cut and we see that Cap and his forces in Jotunheim are pretty much getting through the Black Bifrost. Of course, Spidey's trying to help out Logan because he's getting grabbed by a frost giant, but they get back to Avengers Mountain. Cap is trying to figure out what's going on with the situation, and T'Challa's like, we're kind of getting screwed over here. Sure, are you in position? And she activates the Dead Celestial and pretty much makes Avengers Mountain safe for the moment. We, of course, get Odin trying to figure out what's going on with Lady Freya. They kind of give him the lowdown, and he's fucking pissed off about it, but that's kind of what we get. We also see during this time that Lady Freya is dealing with a lot of forces on Svartalfheim, but she's pretty much holding her own at the moment. We also see that Malekith has a hold of Venom's symbiote. The only thing I'm not completely sure of is Venom still bonded to his host, because he's more kind of the liquidy kind of symbiote kind of form at this moment, but that's my only kind of issue with it. Otherwise, I don't really have a problem with it because Malekith is trying to break the symbiote and use it as the weapon that Null kind of intended to take out the gods and everything. It's like, okay, we'll have to see how that goes. And he, of course, tries to get in contact with his guardian of the Bifrost, and that doesn't go well because he wants wine wenches to go along with breaking an ancient symbiote. It's like, okay, that fits with Malekith. But of course, Odin is kind of pissed off, and he's going to go and try and save Lady Freya. But of course, Screwbeard and Tony come up and say, hey, we got something for you. Of course, I kind of like their banter back and forth where Screwbeard's like, hey, I did most of the work. He did most of the talk. He's like, yeah, it's my design. Sure, put in the vibranium and everything. And Odin's like, damn it to hell, Stark. Just give me what I need. And we get back to Lady Freya as she is attempting to destroy the Black Bifrost, but Malekith pops up and stabs her with this kind of daggerish weapon, and we see that, of course, it's venom bonded to it or changed into it, and he's like, oh, you're gonna die. But that's, of course, when Odin comes in wearing his own armor that I love the design for. I mean, I love when they fuse the tech aspect of Tony with the magic aspect of Asgard. I loved it when he had his Iron Destroyer armor, and Odin having an armor like this being the Iron Allfather is just great. It's like it should be on the cover of a metal album. It's awesome. So he starts helping out Freya, and I love their banter back and forth as he's like, screw that, this is my death shroud if this doesn't work out correctly. And he's like, then I'll just kiss you in hell, whatever. And Frey's actually getting turned on by it. So it's like, you haven't done that in a couple thousand years. And you're like, all right, fine, we'll do this. We'll get out of here. But before that, they attempt to kiss. And like, hells be damned. But then that's when the Black Bifrost blows up. And that's all we see. Now it says that they didn't get that kiss. It's like, okay, did they not get that kiss because they died? Or were they flung throughout all the realms? That's what we'll have to see with what happens in the next couple issues. I'm intrigued to see how that works out. But then we get back to our forces in Avengers Mountain. We see that Frank is showing their weapons array to the Light Elves, and then we see someone else coming in, and they show deference to them, calling him my lord, and Frank says, I'm sorry about your family. It's like, okay, that's got to be Thor, because he goes up, and we see a hand grab the Destroyer arm. And the last part of the issue is we see that Jane, as the current All-Mother now, is talking tactics and saying that the Avengers are going to lead the charge. Then we see somebody speak and says, no, the person that's going to lead the charge is Thor. His name Thor. And we see him come in. He's got his Destroyer arm on. He's got one of his hammers. He's got Yarnborn there and his mighty axe, and Thor ain't messing around. He might have been in his berserker rage, but he is ready to fuck shit up, man. Seriously. We see it in the captioning that Midgard is roiling over with storms and everything, and he's gonna bring the lightning and the hammers, and fuck yeah, Malekith's gonna have some issues. Especially since Malekith was around the point where the Black Bifrost blew up, so we'll have to see how that affected him, and if that threw him to Midgard or whatnot, so yeah, I'm excited. This is a good setup, and it's cool to see Thor back into the game and on the board and being like, no. This has been a part of his story for so long, and it's glad to see that he's taken the charge, and we're going to see where this kind of goes. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.